Welcome to Dolly Pardon, the sassiest, classiest, and most unfiltered adult collectors podcast.
We are serving up weekly episodes packed with laughs, hot takes, and all of the tea from the world of adult doll collecting. Whether you're into high fashion minis, vintage treasures, or just here for the love of dolls, we've got you covered.
So grab a drink, strike a pose, and let's talk dolls, because collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle.
Welcome to the first part of this 2 episodes finale for this first season of Dolly Pardon the podcast. Today, our pussies are popping with a very special guest, the queen of YouTube herself, Miss HeXtian is here with us today, but first...
I'm known as Plastic Poppy on Instagram, but just Poppy in the sack.
I'm known as plastic in the sack.
You probably have heard something bad about me. Believe that shit and leave me the fuck alone.
I'd wrap Ken in my fur coat.
Oh.
His armpit hair.
Okay, so we're tuning in for the most anticipated moment of this season. How can I introduce this person? I don't know. What all I'm going to say is we're here, he's queer, and welcome, HeXtian. Hello, darling.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, that intro. That was so cool. Thank you.
Oh, baby. You know what? We're so excited to have you here. You have no idea. Of course, for you, probably you get like a lot of people that fangirl on you, but we are literally fangirling at the moment.
Oh my God, thank you.
And it's just really excited to have you here and just talk to you. And we can't wait to dive into this episode and just get all your secrets out. But first, we have to introduce the segment, Dolly's Secret. Okay, right. So for those in the world that don't know who you are, my love, do you want to tell us a bit more about you?
Yeah, my name is Christian or HeXtian, and I do doll repaints, doll customizations, mainly for YouTube, and now forced to embrace short form content, even though I don't want to. But we have to. And yeah, I love giving my dolls the drama, the glamour, the opulence, and the drag that every doll needs.
Don't we all
Absolutely.
need a bit of drag?
A little bit, right? A little bit of escapism somewhere.
Absolutely.
And what an amazing job you do.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank
How
you.
humble was the introduction of yourself? You know, you have
I
over
know.
a million followers on YouTube. Like your videos like pussy pop every time. Like how dare you say
you're
that
like,
you're
"Oh."
only like a doll artist? Like how dare you?
Okay, well,
I just did
because
a YouTube.
I thought about this, but I see this all the time with like a lot of artists. They're like, oh, we're an artist forced to be a content creator or something like that. Like you're an artist first and then I guess you have to be a content creator. But content creation is I do feel like it's very different than just your traditional artist. Because the content creators, they're able to like whip it out like super fast. Especially for like TikTok or like short videos. I'm like, oh my God, you have another video. It's daily. And I'm like, I'm over here with my once a month documentary. Like I can't really relate to, I guess, being a content creator because I feel like more of an artist because it does take so long. Like everything it takes so long.
Oh, okay, so me and the rest of the entire world obsessed with the Wicked at the moment. I'm so excited for the next movie, and your Wicked dolls were, gosh, so lovely, and I've just
Okay, thank you.
no, I mean like credit where
thank
it's due,
you.
of course. Yeah, like you've done such a great job. And it's interesting to think, especially with stuff that's trending or happening right now, what's the, timeline? What does it look like from conception and sketching to putting together the doll and then filming and then being able to do that and also make sure it's still timed with the
It's
trend?
I kind of just like stopped panicking over the time because I know it's not gonna
Mm,
be unless unless it's like a doll repaint, let's say like the Wicked dolls. Because I changed the outfit, I have to order
hmm
the outfit for the most
Yeah.
part, unless it's an outfit I can whip myself, which I mean I can, but I'm like too lazy to do it. But yeah, unless it's just like a face repaint or a restyle, then it's easier. But because you have to get the inspiration flowing and
Yeah.
all of that, it takes a long time, like at least a month. And by
Wow.
then,
Mm,
for some reason, everyone's just so like quick to move on.
yeah.
Yeah.
By then it's done. I felt that way with my Little Mermaid live action dolls because I kept wanting to make more and more.
Mm,
But by that time, I'm like, well, I guess it's like over, like the trend of it.
Well, you say that, but what you created transcended time. Like
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God, thank
matter if
you.
the trend was over or not. That
Thank
shell
you.
and like just watching you with
Oh
like
my
Mr.
God,
Super Clear, just like
obsessed.
Uh,
like just no, but honestly, it was just so amazing to see that, maybe didn't, if you felt it didn't hit that trend window, it still was such a loud echo of that trend. So,
oh my
I
God,
mean,
thank you.
no, of course. I mean, I feel like you don't always have to time it perfectly, I
Yeah, I
guess.
Mm.
mean, yeah, I mean I feel like that's how it was with my Snow White dolls. With the Evil Queen. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I thought I gave it a chance, obviously, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not worth it, whatever." We literally
Mm,
went to the movie theater and it was just me and my boyfriend. It was like we rented the entire place. We were
Yeah.
literally there and I was like, "Oh my God,
oh,
maybe this is a sign."
yeah.
But by the time I already ordered the dolls, so I was like, let's go watch it so I can get some
Mm,
inspiration. Oh my God.
And then no
Whatever this
inspiration
episode
came.
no, I mean okay, here's the thing. My inspirations, they come out of spite. Like
Um,
because we didn't get what
mm,
could have been, and that's how it was also for the live action Little Mermaid. I'm like, we could have had this, we could have had that. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
let me do this in doll form.
Mm,
It was the same thing for the Snow White. Like we could have had this, we could have had that, we could have had the magic, but
mm.
yeah,
We
no,
didn't.
it was we didn't. So I mean I was inspired in a way, but yeah, in general, I feel like it was not. I mean, I don't know.
did you love the forest scene when she's running from the huntsman though? I thought that was so sick. Like that was the
I
highlight of the
thought that
movie
was
for me.
good. Yeah, I thought that was good. I did like that scene. You know what it is? I The movie was like entirely CGI, right? For the
Yeah.
most part, so it didn't really
Yeah.
feel super grounded. And I don't know, is it weird to want it to be super grounded, but also want it to be like fairy
A
tale
fairy
magic?
tale.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what it is? I miss the sets. I miss the practical sets.
Mm,
And I think
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
someone commented on my video, they were like, I don't think they knew the impact of Wicked because Wicked was mostly like a
Yeah.
practical set design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it does feel a little bit more lived in. I have my qualms with Wicked, like the movie itself,
hmm
but it
hmm
does definitely feel a little bit more,
Uh,
like a world.
it's interesting because you said that you draw your inspiration through spite, right? And like what you wanted to see, you
Yeah.
know. I know, but it's a thing, People do
hmm
use inspiration to drive them, and I think that it's a great way to show how your mind, what you want to see, and how you then put it in doll form for everyone else to see. I think you do a really good job of that. And continue the spite, sis. Like, keep it up.
Come on, spiteful
Keep on
sis.
spiking.
Well, I
Keep
don't
on
know.
spiting.
It's just not me too. Like a lot of people, especially like fashion, like documentary or like fashion essay people on YouTube, everyone craves the magic again. They crave the drama. And I don't know what's going on with Hollywood nowadays, where everything is very like plain. Like even the Snow White, like they did not give her like the old glamour that Rachel was able to do just by herself, like just for fun. Like when she was paying homage to the original voice actress of Snow White, like we could have had that
Yeah.
look for her. But I don't know what is going on with Hollywood in general. Like there's no drama.
Do you think
Yeah.
that has to do with what you were saying earlier about having to be fast, about having to produce a product?
I mean, I felt this really heavily with Ursula, the live action, because she did have a dramatic makeup, but it wasn't like
Good.
drag divine
No, not at all.
dramatic makeup. It was dramatic,
Yeah.
but it was very for the like straight people drama, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not a divine makeup. Um,
Yeah.
what I think it is it's easier to create merchandise
Mm-hmm.
if the source material is a little bit more simple. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's how it is for the costuming also of like Snow White. Like they wanted maybe to appeal to children, so maybe they gave her those types of colors with her gown, like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
saturation. Maybe that's why the evil queen had like all these sequins or something. Maybe.
I mean, I feel like a lot of fantasy is quite dark, right? And I think that, especially with the remakes, they kind of lean away from that. They're very middle of the road, especially
Mm-hmm.
with like, some of your styles. I love the dark, the gothic aesthetic. I've seen that in your tattoos. I've seen that in your dolls. Like Estefan was talking about some of your tattoos recently.
Yeah, I was just saying that, like, I know that you do drag, and then you have this drag aesthetic that's like correlated into your dolls, and now you're doing tattoos as well. So it's like you're almost like creating this 360 experience and like this 360 branding. So tell us about your decision behind becoming a tattoo artist.
I mean, it's something that I've always wanted to try out. Even like before COVID, that was like the backup plan, I guess, was to learn how to tattoo. Um, I think it feeds the fast-pacedness of myself. Like if I can like conceptualize it, I can draw it, boom, it's done. Versus
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
dolls, it is very like, let me draw it, and then after a month, it'll become a 3D piece. It'll become a doll of itself. But the tattoo definitely feeds in the more like, oh, if I think of something or if a client gives me an idea, I can like whip it out really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The tattooing is such a different like technique and skill set.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like you can be a traditional artist, but it's not automatic that you're going to be a good tattoo artist. Because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
tattooing of itself is such a different technique. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to be an artist per se to be able to be a tattooer.
Right.
And I learned that going into like tattooing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely feeding a different part of my creativity, which is like a little bit more satisfying and a little more faster paced, I guess. But yeah, I've been trying to get people to get something like doll or drag
Yeah.
related as a tattoo.
Me,
But
me, I will. I will.
We'll
If you
come and
really
have it
need someone to
done.
practice on,
yes,
yeah,
yes, please, please.
100%.
I was like,
So
it's gonna be,
where
yeah.
can we find you for tattoos? Where can we come and get
Yeah.
a tattoo?
Oh, it's gonna be under Hex and Needles.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like that name, my mentor was like, "Oh, that's kind of dark," but I was like, "That's what we use, needles." And I was like, and I have to put the hex in there somehow.
It's
Um,
on
so yeah,
brand.
But I'm
So
still on my apprenticeship, so we're still trying to get the feel of everything. So far, I really like it. It's the booking that kind of messes me up. The business side of it, I hate it. Like, I just want to
Yeah.
draw.
It's
I just want to paint and craft and do art. I don't want to do
yeah.
anything else.
It's such a shame with social media as well, because when you're putting stuff out there that you love, it eventually, if you have a following, it becomes a business, right? And
Yeah.
that's something that like you have to find that like balance to be able to enjoy what you do, but also monetize what you
make a
do.
living out of it. Yeah.
I know, but
Mm,
that's the thing too with like putting your work out there. It's open for criticism, right? And I'm
mm,
not the best at taking criticism. I mean, I feel like
mm.
I try to be really kind. Like if I get a comment, it depends on the tone, right? But also it depends
Yeah.
on how I read it.
Right.
I'm very like sensitive to it, and it definitely like weighs upon my shoulders, I
How do you
guess.
cope with that?
Yeah.
How do you cope
I
with that?
don't.
Mm.
I don't cope with it. I'm like,
It's like
I
I
go on a spiral.
struggle.
No, yeah, I mean, it is unfair though, because you can get the Lady Gaga quote. Is it a Lady Gaga quote? You can have 100 people
Oh
in the
yes.
room,
Yeah.
you know. For me, it's the opposite, right? You can have 100 people in the room saying, I love it, I love it. And you have
Yeah.
that one person, they're like, I don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could have been this, it could have been that, it could have been better.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
all you think about, unfortunately, which is
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's very unfair, but I don't know. I need to go to therapy again.
Yeah.
But then there's no insurance. As artists, we don't have insurance, and as
Yeah.
people living in America, we don't have insurance. So
Yeah.
I did go to therapy one, like I think for a good 3 months, and it was actually
Mm.
really helpful. But it was very expensive because it was out of pocket.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um,
I can
but yeah, we're
imagine.
gonna go back into it hopefully one of these days. But yeah, I
Mm.
don't cope with it. How about you guys? You guys like post on social media as well? I know you have your own take on your fashion dolls as well. Like, what do you guys? How do
We
you
do,
deal with
except for
people?
Raj.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I dabble here and there. I'm not
yeah.
really, but I will say that a lot of my photography is editorial, unlike some of the pedestrian stuff that Naomi does. But
Oh
that's
yeah.
okay. Yeah, but that's
We
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
we talk about that quite a lot on the podcast. We talk about like the pressure of feeling like you have to pump out content that's going to be liked by other
Yeah.
people instead of just doing what you like yourself. And how
Mm.
like your content is going to be perceived, how it's going to like, is it going to hit a certain amount of engagement, X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
So, and then that's just like, we're not even making money doing this. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
this
we're
Right.
is just for
not.
likes and comments. Like, why are we even, why are we even overthinking this? So
Yeah.
recently, like, we had a couple people come on and they were just like, very inspiring. They're like, I just do what I like, and that's how I just block out the noise. I just have to do what I like.
Mm.
And like my Instagram is Plastic Poppy, so for the longest time I felt like I only could post Poppy Parker, and that's the only thing that people
Mhm.
wanted to see from
Wow.
me. And now I'm like, no, I'm gonna start posting Bratz dolls. So recently I just like challenged myself, start posting
Mm.
whatever you want and just do it, even if it gets 10 likes, just post it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a little bit of a exercise for me for sure, but it's fun.
Clearly, the things are not comparable because this is you uh, putting out
Mm.
quality product and, like, what
Yeah.
you do is real art. What we do is play. It's like grown ass adults playing with dolls that just put clothes on and just take pictures. Um, like it's different. This podcast is our child, so
Mhm.
every time
Yeah.
we post something, is just I bet it's similarly to how you feel when you post a video. So I'm sure it feels like good to get like good feedback, but also criticism. It's
Mm.
very like personal, and I understand where you're coming from when you say that you feel like it's difficult to cope with criticism, but I feel also equally, we are proud of what we do here. Honestly, like for the longest time, I don't know, this is just my personal experience with your videos. For the longest time, I used to put your videos in the background when I was falling asleep at night.
Oh my God, I get that all the time. I don't know what it. You know what? To be fair, well, I don't know, but because I edit my own videos, right? I watch and listen to myself like so many times. Just for
Mm.
one video, I've probably listened to myself like maybe 50 times, and it does make me fall asleep. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it was
No, it's
because
just
I keep
calming.
like
It's just
editing, but
calming.
yeah, a lot of people will say, "Oh, I use it as ASMR."
Yeah, that's the
It's just
next step for you.
calming.
For
It's a hex.
But my
yeah.
friends kind of make fun of me. They're like, "You have your YouTube voice," but I feel like it's not my YouTube voice. It's my customer service voice. Do
Yeah.
I sound different like right now? I feel like
I
this is
mean,
more casual, but do I sound
Yes.
different?
yeah. I don't know.
I
I
wouldn't say
think you.
different.
No, but you definitely put on like you can tell that you put a bit of a character on when you are on YouTube. But it's
It's
Yeah.
my
just the way
retail
you.
voice.
Yeah, yeah.
um,
I
Have
mean,
but
we're
you
the
changed?
same here.
I do it over enunciate because I had growing up I had a lisp. So
Oh,
actively I'm trying to make sure like
yeah,
my
yeah,
words, especially for my R's and my S's,
yeah.
I try to
Uh-huh.
make sure they're crisp.
Mm.
So maybe that's why. But yeah, I do get a lot of that. Like, oh, whenever I want to go to sleep, I listen to your
I just
videos. So I'm like,
love
okay,
it. I just love it. I find it so relaxing.
Yeah.
On that
thank you.
note, you build a lot of your videos in the form of tutorials. Now, I already told you that I butchered a doll
Mm.
because of you. By the way, you still owe me one, by the way. Um, and have you ever received like pictures of people they've done as if anybody could actually make what you do? Have you ever received a picture of people that followed your tutorials that actually made stuff out of your videos?
I don't think actively I've
Mm.
gotten a picture like, oh, this is like a what I did from your tutorial, but I think the essence of my videos helped people get into the mood of customizing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I do think because of the tools, it it's kind of limiting, especially from I use like the Mr. Super Clear, which not
Yeah.
everyone
Mm-hmm.
can get,
Yeah,
especially like
yeah.
not it's not sold in everyone's country, so it's a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
harder to access.
Yeah.
But I've gotten a few that did the same character that I did, and that
Uh-huh.
one was
Yeah.
really, really cool. But for the most part, it would either be like fan art of dolls that I've
Mm.
created before, or just in general, they repainted a doll. Not necessarily the same character that I did, but they just they were inspired to repaint a doll, and I thought that I'm like that's the job, just to get people
I
customizing their
love
own
that.
dolls, adding their own
Absolutely.
twist on things.
It's time for a Dolly secret. So, with all of your dolls that you've done in the past, what is the most famous celebrity that has reached out in the DMs to ask you for a doll?
Um, I don't know if this is legitimate, but during COVID, when I
Mm.
released my Ariel Halle Bailey doll and it was posted on Facebook, I
Mm.
think her mom commented on it.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
I
Yes.
think because,
Wow.
well, the last name was Bailey. And then
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
when I
yeah.
looked, it seemed like it was her mom.
Yeah.
And it was
Uh-huh.
on Facebook. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Uh-huh.
this could be
Yeah.
legitimate.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Suspicious.
absolutely.
Um, yeah. So yeah, that was during COVID. That was before the movie came out. So
Uh-huh.
that
Okay.
was just a fan art, fan theory of what she was going to
Yeah.
look like. I recently did a Finola Hughes doll
Mm-hmm.
from Staying Alive. Her
Uh-huh.
fans
Mm.
wanted me to create a doll of her. So that one was really, really special. And she watches my videos. So I
Oh,
thought I
wow.
have to do
Ooh.
this because I
Yeah,
usually
Yeah.
yeah.
don't do commissions in general, but
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, her fans are like doing this for her, and then she watches my videos. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to this needs to happen. It took
Yeah.
a while, but we made it happen.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how inspiring your work is. Like, one of the first videos I ever saw was a Beyonce video, there where she's on the
Oh wow,
horse,
yeah, yeah.
and you bedazzled that horse, like every inch of that horse.
The
And
Renaissance horse, yes.
yes, and it's so funny. So I don't know if you guys have seen those memes about like a queer night is watching like music videos on YouTube with your friends.
Hmm.
When my friends come over, I put on HeXtian videos. I'm like,
Aw,
guys, look at
thank
this. And they have no interest in dolls, but I'm like,
yeah.
look at this. Look at the artistry.
Can I tell him, Raj? We went to a toy shop the other day because me and Raj live close by, and we went to a
Yeah.
toy shop, and he was looking for a horse.
Ah,
Don't
And I said,
embarrass me.
"No, babes."
You have to get the Briar horse, I believe.
Yeah,
It was
I
so funny
was.
because the Briar like horse community, they were like, "Oh my God, that's like a limited edition." I think. I mean, I'm so like out of the that
Yeah.
fandom, so I don't know
Yeah.
necessarily what's limited or what's not. But I was like, it's the one that works for Beyonce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have her up here actually, but
I find
she
that
was she
your
was cool.
I find that your videos, like even people who aren't in the doll community know about your videos and have seen your videos. Like
Mm.
even the person who cuts my hair, I was telling him that we're potentially having you on the podcast, and he knew who you were, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so sick! Yeah, I've seen his videos before."
Oh my
And then
Thanks.
God.
so yeah, so I thought that was cool. So you are like, and you have over 1 million subscribers, or yeah, like over 1 million subscribers, which is crazy. What was the turning point in your YouTube career? Like, was
Mm.
there a specific video that like really took off?
I think my very first video that has received 100,000 views before was my Harley
Mhm.
Quinn Suicide Squad. I
Uh-huh.
think I remember that. That was my very first one. Um, and then I think that was the time frame. Like I think 20. I don't even know the year, but when I was making the Powerpuff Girls, I feel like that was the year of
mm,
like I was able to put out anything. Like it can be the most niche thing
Mm.
and it would do like pretty well. But here's the thing, I feel like YouTube has changed so much,
mm,
Mm.
and I feel like I can't put out anything now that's way too niche. Although apparently I still do. I feel like apparently all of the dolls sometimes that I've been putting out is so like niche within a niche within a niche
Really?
that
mhm,
yeah, apparently. Um
Mm.
but I mean that's what I like though. And I wanted to continue doing like something either from my childhood or
Yeah.
do something that inspires me, but it is that balancing act of what should I do that's trending right now even though I won't be able to put it out
Yeah.
in another month versus what can I do that's a niche from my childhood or something,
Yeah.
It speaks to
and
you.
what's gonna
Yeah.
do well. You never know what's gonna
Yeah.
do well, but yeah, I think I definitely miss like that time of YouTube, but I feel like everyone was doing well on YouTube at
Yeah.
that point. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to like get into the short form of it all, even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
I can't. You know what it is? I like
Mm.
the short form. I just
Mm.
feel like it's hard to embrace when you're working on a project for three to
Yeah.
four weeks
Yeah.
only
mhm,
for it to be a 15-second video.
mhm,
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No,
I kind of
absolutely.
want to, like, for YouTube, I feel like we're getting into the glimpse of the journey, though it's
Mm.
still glimpses of the journey. It's not the full thing, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's detailed still
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
like
mhm,
literal snippets of boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
And then what? It's like it's another month until another short. I don't know. I have seen people do like cut up doll
Yeah.
tutorials in short form, but I personally like I don't li- I like the long form videos. I like
Well,
the YouTube format a
I
lot.
love that you still
I
call them
think that.
tutorials. Again, as if anybody could actually do any of that. I love that you call it tutorial. Girl, it's not a
Yeah, I don't
tutorial.
you know what though? I tried angling it as a vlog when I was making my aerial video, the
Mm.
Venus aerial. I don't know if you've noticed, but I tried to angle it as a vlog.
Yes.
I would like record myself, doing it, but like, oh my God, this is so hard. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to reformat it, just to try something out, but I was like, this is too crazy to edit
Yeah.
Mm,
because, I have a footage from my phone, I have a footage from my camera,
yeah,
trying to like match it up. It wasn't it was harder. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine. And it's not like people enjoyed it anyway. I've gotten comments
yeah,
because they said it kind of broke away from the ASMR of
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, okay, we'll just go back to
It,
our tutorials.
it must be really hard with when you're trying to manage your time, and also, you do some collaborations and you work with designers and creators on different projects. It's nice that you pick smaller creators as well, not just big creators with big followings, and you give them the credit for what they've done and how they use it. How do you choose who do you collab with usually?
Honestly, they choose me. I like, I mean, I have my go-tos, I have Deluxe Designs, I have Plastic
Mhm.
Biz from the UK also, I believe.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Deluxe Designs is from Canada. So the thing is, I love collaborating with them. It's just, especially now with international, it is a lot
Yeah.
more difficult
Yeah.
to get stuff into the US. Um,
Mm.
and I mean, Samuel recently I collaborated with, so hopefully that could continue. But
Mhm,
yeah, I
mhm,
mean, it just depends on what an artist can do. I feel like I'm very specific with the
mhm,
clothing. I cast a not such a wide net, but I give
mhm.
people like sketches and see
Yeah.
who can make it or who can
Mm.
like accommodate it.
Mhm.
Um, and then yeah, so they technically choose me.
That is
They're like, "I can
exciting.
do it." I was like, "Okay then." Um, but yeah, it is like a try like I ordered a bunch of stuff from Deluxe Designs
Mhm,
of like doll clothes, and some of them I haven't even touched because
mm.
like I will get into this, oh my God, I want to make this certain doll, this certain character. Let me order this outfit. And then
Yeah.
after it gets here in like 2 weeks, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
the drive is gone.
Yeah.
Like there's another new thing. Wicked just dropped. So now
Yeah, yeah.
I have to make these Wicked dolls. So it's one of those things. So um I feel like recently I customized something. Oh, I think it was my Tomb Raider
Okay,
outfit
yeah.
that she's made from like 2 years ago, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Let me
I
make this
love
now."
her. I actually
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
her.
she's
I talked
So
about
awesome.
her
good.
later on in the we have a deck pulled for you, but I that's one of my favorite videos of yours, HeXtian. I
Oh my
love
God,
Tomb
Yeah.
thank
Raider.
you.
I'm like the biggest Tomb Raider nerd. I love her so much. So that is one of my favorite dolls that
Thank
you've
you,
ever
thank
made.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yeah, so I mean that's one of the examples. Like I would just have stuff from specifically Deluxe Designs, like just
Mhm.
in the stash, like ready
Mm.
for when I guess the inspiration comes back up, or if the timing is correct.
Have you ever started a project, like started recording and making things and then say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore and dropped it?
Yes. Oh my God,
Mm.
yes. I've gotten a few of those. There's one, exclusive tea.
Yeah, yeah.
During my Powerpuff Girls days, I wanted to make a Mojo Jojo doll,
Oh,
and I
Mojo
actually already
Jojo.
started it, but I was stuck on trying to create the dome. Like I used like
Yeah.
a Disney baby figure, so the doll was literally like 3 inches tall.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Um, I molded the brains and everything. The brain was
Yeah,
done. There's some modifications on the face, but I could
yeah,
not figure out how to make the transparent dome.
yeah, yeah.
So that's been
That would have been
archived.
so cool, though.
Yeah. I still
Yeah,
want to revisit it, but because I still have the doll, but
yeah.
till this day I can't figure out the dome.
Talking, just going back to the vlog style of your content. One of the more recent ones was Japan. Let's talk about Japan. Side note, listeners, if you don't know, you will know because it's 80% of my personality. I used to live in Japan. Woo! So
Oh,
yeah, so I'm
period.
so curious to. But back then, I wasn't really into dolls, right?
Mm.
And so I'd never really got a chance to sink my teeth into it.
You were
But seeing
straight at
as
the
you went
time.
recently,
Oh.
Awesome. Um, um, your experience with the dolls out there. I'd love to hear it because you couldn't film in some of the stores, right?
No, you know what? I keep telling this to all of my other doll friends, but having a hobby in Japan
Mhm.
is respected
Yeah, yeah,
because the doll stores are for adults.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're
That's
not
cool.
for like the Lika-chan
yeah,
definitely is more for children, like
yeah,
catered towards kids because their
yeah.
characters, they're like the Barbie of Japan, right?
Mhm.
She has different character collaborations, she has different careers and all that.
Yeah,
She has the posability, she's completely vinyl and everything. But
yeah.
other than that, the Japan exclusive doll hobby grade
Mhm.
are like, oh my god, it is crazy. The
Mm.
BJDs in the Japan stores, all of that, it was so exclusive. Like you
Yeah.
really build your character.
Mm.
The one thing though, the aesthetics is definitely super different than our regular
I'm so glad you
Western.
said that because that was
Yeah,
going to be my next question was
it's
the
different.
difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
like I mean, everything is like more, I guess, anime inspired
yeah,
or manga inspired in terms of aesthetics. So it's either very
yeah,
cutesy bootsy
yeah,
or very like anime girl with big
yeah, yeah,
bosoms, you know?
yeah, yeah,
I feel like in the thing, okay, I feel like for Western or
yeah,
yeah, Western fashion,
yeah,
it's definitely Western fashion in terms of like supermodels,
yeah.
like runway,
Mhm.
like all that. But in Japan, it's more, from what I've seen, the clothing of the dolls are more the street style of
Yeah,
Japan, the
yeah,
subcultures. So Harajuku style,
yeah.
Lolita style,
Mhm.
princess, frou-frou, maid outfit,
Yeah,
sailor outfit, anime character, all of that. But I
yeah.
feel like, yeah, for Western, it's more, oh my God, this is a Moschino inspiration. This is a
Oh,
blah, blah, blah runway
yeah,
piece. I think that's kind of like the divide.
yeah.
And or maybe not the divide, but the difference.
I
So yeah,
agree.
it's so different of a world, and I love seeing it blended together. I feel like it was Doll K in Akihabara,
Mhm.
um, but they did have a Barbie corner, not a Oh my God, no,
Yeah,
it was a Barbie shell.
yeah.
It was just so interesting how Barbie was like she was
Afterthought.
nothing. She was no
Yeah.
afterthought.
Yeah, yeah,
They had, if anything, they had a glass shelf for
mm,
integrity toys
yeah,
Misaki,
yeah,
and
isn't
Bobby
it?
Wow.
Parker. Like I
Yeah.
yeah,
think if anything, they prefer the integrity dolls than
yeah.
Barbie. And also the Barbie that they had were they had like, I remember it. They had like one made to move. They had one model muse. It was literally like maybe five choices.
Yeah.
Um,
I love
but
on
yeah, it
your
was
video
definitely
when you
yes,
had the Kim Kardashian, it's what she deserves.
yeah.
That was so funny.
Listen, it is what she deserves.
Okay, so we are going to pause right here. So that is going to be part 1 of our finale for season 1 of Dolly Pardon. How are you guys feeling about
Wow.
our season finale? Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's exciting. Can't believe it's already end of season 1.
Time
I wonder who's
flies.
gonna die in season 2. I vote for Raj. He's
Everyone
definitely been
votes for Raj.
murdering his dolls.
I've been trying to come up with a good joke to respond. I'll come back next week with that. My responses may be delayed.
Raj, Raj, do you have anything to say?
Speaking
How
of,
do you
Yes,
feel?
I think that I'm gonna be the killer the next season because I always kill.
Yeah, those outfits.
he's gonna kill Naomi. She's gonna be dead just like that joke.
And then I'm gonna come back many times.
Speaking of coming back, you guys all have to come back next week for part 2 of our HeXtian episode. Y'all are wild. All right.
You know what? It's the end of the season almost, so we have to just a bit tiny bit wild. So yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
very excited. But where can we find you, Estefan?
Find me on Instagram at Plastic Poppy and on YouTube at Plastic Poppy too.
Oh, wow. How about you, Raj?
House of Kismet on Instagram.
And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at House of Deluge. Ooh, where only the good girls come.
So
to
make
have
sure
fun.
So make sure that you guys are tuning in next week for part 2 of our HeXtian episode where we play some games with him and we're going to get even more juicy exclusive tea
And
with
wild.
HeXtian. So come back and join us.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.